Something in the sky, and I think it's turning black. Something in that line, I'm thinking what you said. Something in my eyes, remember what you had. I've never been that bad. So remember what you had. I'm never coming back. So remember what you had. I'm never coming back. Smoke a cigarette, remember what you had. Know that I forget, and that's why I'm feeling bad. Smoke a cigarette, then take another drag. Smoke a cigarette, remember what you had. I've never been that bad. So remember what you had. Remember what you had. I'm never coming back. So remember what you Something in my eyes, I think I'm going back. Something in that sky, and I think it's turning black. Something in that line, I'm thinking what you said. Something in my eyes, remember what you had. I've never been that bad. So remember what you had. Remember what you had. I'm never coming back. So remember what you had. I'm never coming back. Something in that line, something in my eyes, something in that sky. I think it's turning black. Remember what you had. Remember what you had. I've never been that bad. So remember what you had. You had all. I'm never coming back. Never coming
Hello, everybody. How we doing out there? We got Roland here, Isaiah. Hey, Chance is here. Haven't seen Chance in a long time. Joshua Conway, what's up? Eric. Yep, been busy. I know the feeling. It's been picking up here too. John HVAC, aka Mr. Moist. Jesse. Hello, how we doing? Give you guys a couple more minutes to get in here. Dustin HVAC, how we doing? So, what I want to talk about this evening is carrier and ICP replacement coils. Now, everything I'm going to say about them, I already knew this, but it's been so long since I had did a replacement coil for carrier and ICP that I forgot some of this. So I had a customer that I went on a maintenance, and she had a carrier system, a 2-ton carrier system, and a 3-ton ICP system. Both systems were low on gas. Both systems were leaking in the evaporators. The 3-ton ICP was a A style coil. The 2-ton carrier was a slant style coil. Both of them air handlers. So I gave her options on new systems or new replacement coils. She went with replacement coils. New systems weren't in the budget, which is fine. So I put the order in for the ICP coil at my Ream/ICP supply house. And then I put the order in for the carrier one at Carrier. Both of them pretty pricey, but still cheaper than putting in two systems. So being pricey is one thing, which I, kind of knew that. But, for the amount of money that you pay for a carrier and an ICP replacement coil, they send you nothing but the coil. That's all you get. You get no drain pan. You get no TXV. You don't even, you get nothing. The A-frame coil had the baffle plate on top. The slant style coil, the baffle plate came with the coil, but it was separate. You had to screw it on yourself. So the A-frame style coil, on ICP and carrier have those drain tubes. They have the holes at the top, and you got to put the drain tube on the side. Depending on which side it's laying. The little holes that go on the baffle plate don't even come with that. They come with nothing. You literally get a coil. That's it. You get a coil. You don't get anything else. One thing I like about Ream, Reamrude, Lennox, Train, Goodman, when you order a coil, you get everything. You get the pan, you get everything you need. Comes with a new pan, new everything. Carrier and ICP literally sends you nothing but a freaking coil, and you pay really good money. And these weren't under warranty. I had to pay for these, and the customer had to pay. So if this video would ever get to carrier ICP, as much as I love their equipment, they should take this into consideration. It speeds up. It slows down your installation process. These units were sitting next to each other in the attic, and the attic was big enough I was able to sit the coils next to each other in the attic and put the pieces. But here's the problem. The A-frame style coil has these channels that mount on the side of the coil, and most of the time they're rotten. And these were. But it had been so long since I had did it, I totally forgot that they just send you a bare coil. Now, once I opened the box, I remembered. I was like, oh, yeah, carrier and ICP, they just send you a bare coil. They don't send you anything else. I remembered. because it had been so long. So I had to get new clamps for the rail because the ones I had were rotten. Thank God Carrier had them in stock, because if not, I'd have been in a bind. Thank God the drain pans weren't cracked or nothing like that, or I would have been in a bind. You get nothing but a coil. So my rant is, it's BS for the amount of money that we have to pay for those replacement coils, and you literally just get a bare coil. So my advice to you guys would be, if you're ever doing a Carrier or ICP replacement coil, I recommend that you get the clips if it's an A-frame style coil, and I recommend that you get a drain pan. Now you have to order all that separate because it does not come with the coil. Next time I do a replacement coil for Carrier ICP, I will be ordering the coil, the TXV, because they came with pistons, and it wasn't even the right piston for 410A. They were sized for 22. So I thank God I carry pistons on my truck. But I'll be ordering the coil, the pan, the baffle plates, the drain tube holes, everything. I was really disappointed that I had to pay the amount of money that I had to pay, and I literally got 2 bare coils with absolutely nothing else to come with them. It was very disappointing, especially for a product that I like so much and have so much respect for. But I've ordered coils from Ring, Rude, Train, Lennox, Goodman, other brands, and you get everything. You get the pan, you get the TXV, you get everything. It's everything. But not with not with Carrier and ICP. It's a bare naked coil. And it's just, it's crazy, especially for the amount of money that I paid for these coils. So yeah, that's, I wanted to rant on that, because what if Carrier wouldn't have had, because none of the ICP stores had the clamps for the sliding, for the rails. What if Carrier wouldn't have had them in stock? I wouldn't have been able to install that coil. Thank God they had them. Sometimes you might have a cracked drain pan and you don't see it until you get the coil out. And when I was putting the job together, I totally forgot that, when you order a Carrier ICP coil, that you get a bare naked coil. But again, I remembered when I opened the box, I was like, oh yeah, Carrier and ICP send you just a bare naked coil. I remembered instantly, but I ain't going to forget it no more. I promise you that, because I could have had a cracked pan. What if the TXV was bad? Because I had to reuse the TXVs. Well, no, actually I used the pistons because the systems were out of warranty. I had pistons on the truck because these were both of them were 410A systems, but the pistons that they came with were sized for R22 pistons. But I keep a case of pistons on my truck. So I had the correct size pistons on the truck for 410A. And but there could have been a number of other things. The clips was my biggest thing. I was like, oh my God, I bet you nobody's going to have these clips in stock. So I called my ICP/Ream store. They didn't have them. I called another ICP supply house. They didn't have them. I called another ICP supply house. They didn't have them. And I called another ICP supply house and they didn't have them. We have like 4 ICP supply houses here and none of them had the clips. So I called Carrier and, I told her, what I was looking for. And thank God she had the clips. And, yeah, like Ted said in the chat, Carrier and ICP, their new cased coils have went to a V-style microchannel coil. So it's it seems like Carrier and ICP are kind of doing this slowly, maybe drifting downhill. I see a lot of you guys saying warranty, but these were not warranty coils. But even if you get a warranty coil, it's the same way. It's a bare naked coil. But these coils were not in warranty. They were paid for. And because the customer did not have the budget to do 2 new systems, so she chose to do 2 replacement coils. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. And I remembered instantly that when I unboxed the first coil and I saw that it was a bare naked coil, I told my helper, I was like, oh man, I said, I forgot Carrier and ICP send you a bare naked coil. We're going to have to piece these things together. And that's exactly what we had to do. We had to piece those things together. I mean, everything. Drain pans, clips, the drain holes for the drain tube, everything. Yeah, so whether it's warranty or not, if you get any kind of replacement coil from ICP or Carrier, it is a bare naked coil, whether it's warranty or not. And it's exactly, Joe. The clips were rotted away. Thank God Carrier had them in stock. Again, when I was putting the bid together, I totally forgot that Carrier and ICP did a bare naked coil because it had been so long since I did a replacement coil. But again, the minute I unboxed the first one and saw, I instantly remembered. I said, oh yeah, Carrier and ICP sent a bare naked coil. And I remembered that I was going to have to put the pans on, the clips on, the drain hole tubes, and the holes for the tube, everything. So, yeah, if you guys order a replacement coil for ICP or Carrier, I highly recommend that you order a drain pan and you order the clips and a TXV if you want to stay with a TXV, because it will not come with a TXV. You're literally gonna get a coil. I heard Joe Shear and Ted talking on Zach's stream about a week ago, I think, about how just buy the air handler, it's cheaper, and just use the coil out of it and the new blower and put it in the old housing because it's less labor intensive. That's actually not a bad idea. Dustin says he's got a customer's got a 2009 model Lux Air, which is a York unit. Air handler leaking coil, replacement coil was $1,750. Wow. Ted is chatting on the other channel. We're live on 2 channels. We're live on my HVAC Technician Talk channel, and he is chatting on that channel. He's the only one chatting on that channel, but he is chatting. And I can see both chats. Y'all can't, depending on, because, most of you are watching on John Israel HVAC. Maybe Ted will switch over and start chatting with the rest of you guys. But but I'm not going to be on here too much longer because I'm going to turn this into an audio podcast. And I just really wanted to discuss this topic. You know, when I was doing the job, I even said to myself, I said, this will make a good podcast because it's just crazy that, you know, we had a bare naked coil. We had 2 bare naked coils, and I paid a good amount of money for these coils. I didn't pay I paid less than $1,000 per coil. But still paid a pretty good chunk of change for the coils, and was really disappointed that I remembered that Carrier and ICP sends you a bare naked coil. You know, it doesn't make any sense. If you're going to send a damn coil, send the drain pan, send the TXV. Carrier and ICP on the A-frame calls, they have that little drain tube, you know, and there's 2 holes on each side of the baffle plate on top. Those don't even come on it. You got to take those off the old one and put that on the coil. And then the slant coil, the top baffle plate, it was there. It came with a new one, but it wasn't screwed onto the coil. It came in a big bag and with 2 screws, and you had to do it yourself. So it just makes for a longer job, you know. My HVAC life is dogging the dude. Shop talk interview. Well, he's always dogging somebody. So, uh, you know, what else is new? I tried to make peace with him and it didn't work out. But anyway, Jake, I wouldn't say Carrier sucks. I mean, I'm not a fan of the new V-style microchannel coil, you know, for gas applications, but I wouldn't go as far to say Carrier and ICP suck. I mean, they do make a good piece of equipment. They really do. So I'm not going to go that far and say that Carrier sucks. I still think they make a good piece of equipment. I just I was disappointed, you know, to remember that they sent a bare naked coil with the amount of money that I paid per coil. It's just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. When, you know, you do a Yark, a Goodman, a Train, a Lennox, or whatever, what have you, any other brand, and you get all of that. You get a pan, you get a TXV most of the time, you know, but if you don't get a TXV, you at least get a pan and all the other necessities that you need to go with it. So, yeah. I hear you, Jake. You know, if you got a sucky supply house, then you're going to think bad about the equipment. So I can understand that. But that's my topic that I wanted to talk about tonight. I didn't want to stay on here too long. I'm going to try to start doing, you know, something like this regularly on Wednesdays. This is going to turn into an audio podcast that'll release later tonight or first thing in the morning. And my next audio podcast is going to be about the new Sensi thermostat, the Sensi Touch 2. I actually bought one and put it in my house. I'm very impressed with it. It's got a lot of new cool features. It's very slim, so it fits on the wall real nice. So that'll be the next episode. We'll be talking about the Sensi Touch 2. Like I said, I put one on my house. I did not like the first one. I had the original Sensi Touch, did not like it. I thought it was trash. And they came out with the Sensi Touch 2, and they have made some drastic improvements, and I'm pretty impressed with it. So that'll be next week's episode will be on that on that thermostat. What I like about it and stuff, and how I think that they've made a great improvement on it. So, with that being said, guys, I think that's all I've got for you tonight. Again, don't forget, if you are replacing a carrier or ICP, Mason, I just said I'm not a fan of it. Mason asked how I feel about the new shitty microchannel ICP V coils. I'm not a fan of them at all. So anyway, again, don't forget, guys, that whether it's in warranty or out of warranty, if you order a carrier or ICP replacement coil, order your drain pan with it and your clips and anything else you could think of, because it does not come with it. You get a bare naked coil. So don't forget to order a pan and your clips, especially your pan and your clips. It does not come with carrier and ICP replacement coils, whether it's in warranty or not. Dustin, they are slowly but surely starting to get some 16 SEER and 18 SEER equipment again. It's starting to trickle in very slowly. And I actually just signed up on Pro Partner. I'm a Ream Pro Partner. That's like being a TCS train dealer. And Ream is now a sponsor of the podcast. They've listened to my podcast, and I'm one of their dealers, so they now sponsor the podcast. So Ream is our big sponsor on the podcast, and I'm very happy to have them on board. All righty, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. And this will be, this will be an audio podcast later tonight or first thing in the morning. Go give it a listen, and subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, iHeartRadio. It's everywhere. Go subscribe to my audio podcast. I would truly appreciate it. It's HVAC Technician Talk. Thank y'all for watching and listening, and we'll see and talk to you guys on the next one.